Today I want to talk about a concept called Airblown games. When I was at Gemmy, inflatables were created. It was the owner's idea. It was a great idea. It's a huge business. It still is today. Yeah, but it was, mostly in Christmas and Halloween were the two main vehicles for the inflatables. So I had the everyday and the party programs. I had the licensing too, so I was involved in the licensing in those seasons. But I had a girl Kim who was really good, and she pretty much handled that. So I just kind of oversaw it, but she worked on all the details on most of those type of pieces, except when it came to everyday and to party. So I started out with like birthday items, like it might be Dora or SpongeBob with a happy birthday banner or a cupcake or something. There's a birthday cake. That's one of the first items I created for this line, and it was like blue. It was a white cake with blue trim. It had 3 different color candles. Had happy birthday written on the side of the cake. And actually one of my neighbors had it out a couple months ago, and it was the same cake. So Gemmy's is probably still selling the same design of the cake somewhere. I'm not sure where. But I wanted to come up with something different for, the party area. So I came up with the Airblown games idea. I worked on it. I went to Chuck E. Cheese, looked at all their different games, the skee ball and all the different things you can do. Spent a lot of time researching it. And these are kind of what I came up with. Some were licensed, some were non-licensed. These are the non-licensed, some of the first non-licensed versions. This Pin the Tail on the Donkey was the biggest. It was huge. This program was in Party City for years. Target carried it, Walgreens carried it. I think Toys R Us carried it for a while. Not 100% sure on that one. But it worked. These were pretty much sold in 1999. Originally, they were plug-in, and then after a while, there's no lights in these. Then after a while, we made it battery operated, so it was like it lasts 4 to 5 hours, which is perfect for a party. So the Pin the Tail on the Donkey was the biggest. He turned out really good. We had the ring toss for the castle, ring toss for the pirate ship. You had a Triceratops toss. You had this one like food fight. You had different food pieces that you're trying to throw in his mouth. The second biggest one, and really the most versatile one, was this lightning ball. Because I told you at Chuck E. Cheese, I went to look at skee ball and stuff. I couldn't call it skee ball because they own that name, not Chuck E. Cheese, but whoever does skee ball owns it. And so this lightning ball where it has 3 different holes, for 3 different point values. And this got a lot of mileage out of this. And all the licenses, I would just make this Spider-Man or Ninja Turtles, or I can't think of some of the others. Probably SpongeBob. So a lot of the different licenses just changed. Basically kept the same thing. Maybe changed the colors and just put a different banner here with that license. Calling it that license name or an image of Spider-Man or something like that. So those are the non-licensed ones that we pretty much sold. Those are the best of the best. And then we did licensed versions. So here's like 3 Disney ones. Eeyore's Pin the Tail on Eeyore, like the donkey. You had, Tigger, where you throw stuff in the basket. Pooh, which is like tic-tac-toe, where you have Velcro on the pieces and you do it. These all sold. Again, I wasn't 100%. I worked on these when I was overseas and make sure they were right, making sure they worked and everything. But I give Kim credit for she's the one that kind of put them together and decided, what the items were going to be. But then he's like, we did a Spider-Man. I had the Spider-Man license for a few years, and it never really took off. I did, and I'll share it later. People are asking me. I had this. I did a life-size, a 5-foot Spider-Man piece that was actually really cool. And I do have a little bit of information on that. I will share it at a later time. But I also did like a target game where you throw the discs. You fling the disc, the Velcro's on the side, and you get the disc for the different points. This piece is not real inflated. Had Scooby where you throw stuff in his mouth, and then like a princess castle. We just took the castle I showed you before and just made it princess. Just put the 3 Disney princesses and made it a licensed item. So these are some of the games. Now, one thing we did, I did a lot of business with Spencer. If you go into Spencer's office, this is 5-10 years ago, they had a wall of fame on their in their offices, and I had there's probably 20-something items on that wall of fame. I had like 11 items on that wall of fame. So I did a lot of business with Spencer. It was from like Billy Bass to Dancing Hamsters with like a bunch of Homer Simpson item. a SpongeBob item, I think. Triumph, the Insult Comic Dog. Road Rage was on there. There's quite a few different items that that did very well at Spencer's. Humphrey the Humping Dog was another one that was on there. So this was PowerPoint was developed to for ideas that we could sell to Spencer's in the inflatable category. So I had this toss your cookies game. These guys would probably look more like cookies. They're not going to be red and white, but basically get 25. You drink 50. Everybody drinks 100. Everybody else drinks. And then the numbers will be replaced by the words I drink, you drink, we all drink, or whatever. So this is kind of the idea, and then just customize it for Spencer's. We have the Hurl Ball. So again, I told you we get a lot of use out of this lightning ball with the different licenses. Well, here is just all but me, all everybody but me or whatever. So the different values for it. And then we had an Airblown craps table, which is kind of a neat idea. We never did this one. I don't think we did any of these Spencer ones, but it's just, it's a blow-up craps table. It comes with the dice and a little, plastic, thing to get the dice from. That was a good idea. That would never happen. So that was kind of it. That's kind of the story of the Airblown games in a couple of minutes. Thanks.